Welcome to Home Studio Quickies. Today I'm answering a question which kind of stumped me for a couple months. And the question is, if it is possible to vary the vibrato of any one note in Session Strings Pro 2, and they also asked a similar question on Session Strings 2. And it's a very good question, and I'm afraid I have bad news. The answer appears to be no. But I think there's a good reason for that as we come in here to Session Strings Pro 2 and Session Strings 2. At first, when I heard this question, I thought, well, there's no vibrato anywhere. But there is, and you can kind of hear that it increases slightly. But it's not very strong, and due to the nature of session strings and being able to do certain things like it can do with the rhythm animator, these patterns. I can see why vibrato. This is why I thought it didn't have any vibrato control. And it doesn't really come into play very much with those. Now, I think if you were doing a solo instrument, that's where being able to vary the vibrato over time would be a much more useful feature. It does have some variation in the sense of this section called Humanize. And here you can vary the pitch. So for example, and then we can go ahead and we can do this. Now, this makes it sound almost lo-fi. I'm doing it extremely to make a point, and we have this. And you can also vary the timing, just like this. You would probably never vary it that much. Probably be more like this. Right? And Session Strings 2 also has a similar thing in that it doesn't have as many sections, doesn't have the mixer section, but it has effects section, and here we go, there's Humanize. Now with a solo instrument, like for example, the Stradivari cello, now this one also sort of does it by itself in a way, but you do have some control as far as the rate, and right here we can see it's going up to about there. You can make it go further. That seems to be a bit much. We'll put it back to right there. Now, perhaps someday I'll do a whole deep dive on this. But for now, here we can change the style of vibrato. Here's intense. We'll put it to wide. And just the rate. I don't know if it's humanly possible to do vibrato that fast, but that is an option that they give you. And so this one does allow you to adjust. Now, I know that's not terribly helpful for session strings, but hopefully that helps to explain a little bit of why it's not such a feature on an entire ensemble of 11 pieces like Session Strings 2 or of 22 pieces like Session Strings Pro 2. And there we have our answer. Sorry I couldn't give you better news on that. There are some instruments that do allow you to vary the vibrato, the Cremona quartet instruments within Native Instruments, and I'm sure there are others that do that as well. But it's more of a solo instrument feature, like I said, than something that would be as suited to an ensemble. At least I think that's the thinking behind their decision and what they did. If you want to see my latest deep dive with valves, click the video here, or if you want to see me explore the session horns instrument, check out the video here. Stay curious.